Roundabouts now. So welcome to the channel. If you're not already subscribing, please subscribe because you're going to learn to drive for free from me, Jason, who's been a driving instructor for 16 years. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do for A, learn to drive, and B, how to pass your driving test as well. So this morning we're going to do some mini roundabouts. Now, roundabouts is my favourite subject because it amazes me how there's so many drivers out there who have still got so much hesitation, unawareness of who to give way to. Now people say, oh, give way to the right. Now that's the wrong wording. So if that was a driving instructor doing a test to be a driving instructor, or doing a check test, so we're tested every 4 years, if we're doing that and we say give way to the right to our client on a demonstration on the test, we would actually get marked down for that. Now it's people crossing you from the right. Now, for example, we've got a mini roundabout in front of us. It's a 4-exit one, so we've got left, right, and ahead. So people crossing us could be from the right, but it could also, we've got a Tesco in front of us, come out a Tesco car park, turning in front of us that way. Now, not everybody goes around that blob white circle in the middle, do they? So what we've got to do is anticipate people who might not do that. So if he's there before us and he's moving, back off, let him have it. Right, it's not worth it. Right, because too many people are too focused on say, oh, I've got right of way. Yeah, but you might have right of way, but they might take it off you. And then on a driving test, it's not what they do, it's how you respond. So too many people respond in the wrong manner. Oh, and it's black and white, like, I've got priority. Well, if you're already coming through the gap, guess what? Where can they go, right? But if they're already going through the gap, vice versa. Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this roundabout, and you're going to treat it like a left turning, right turning, and ahead. Now, ahead on a mini roundabout does not require a signal at all. If you're going ahead on a big roundabout where you've got an island in the middle with a curve around it and anything like that, then you would use no signal on approach, but you'd use a mirror and a left signal and a mirror again as before you swerve off there as well, just to let people know you're coming off on that exit. But what we're going to do first is we're going to do this lap of this roundabout twice. Now, I'm going to do the talk through in between as well to tell you exactly what we're doing. So I'm not going to be stopping on this next bit. I'm going to be continue driving and talking and telling you what I've done on the move as well. So this one, we're going to do a left turning first. So back to the basics like we did on the other videos. It's mirrors, signal, brake and gear. If you do them 4 things, by the time you get to the roundabout, it's all nailed shut. And what I like to do is I like to split roundabouts into 2 halves. So get the first half right on the approach. If you get that right, when you get to the roundabout, guess what? You've nailed it. All you're doing is observations. So, for example, this one, it's what's called a closed junction. And most mini roundabouts are. So we've got a building on the corner, a house on the corner, which stops our view from the right. So that guarantees we're going to do that in gear 1 on approach. And when we get to the route for the roundabout, no matter which exit you're taking, you follow the curve to the left like that. Because if you don't follow the curve to the left, by the time you move on to the roundabout, you're guaranteed to virtually go over the white circle. So whether you go in left, ahead or right, you still point to the left on the approach to the roundabout. And if there's 2 lanes, you would be in lane 1 on the approach for any exits left and ahead. And if there is 2 lanes, you'll be on the lane on the right for any exits past the 12 o'clock position. Unless markings or signs say differently. So we're going to do this together now. So before we start the engine, into neutral and start the engine. And the rest of it we're going to do on talk through. So into gear 1, side mirror, nice and clear. All around check, and it's nice and clear. So right signal, biting point, gas and go. And then as we progress, cancel the signal, and 10 miles an hour we'll do gear 2. Now we're going to be turning left, so we're going to treat it like a left turning on the approach. So 4 things: mirrors, inside and left, left signal, and braking gently. So a closed junction means first gear. So clutch down first gear, follow the curve to the left, checking once, checking twice, and we've got 3 times, even 4 times as we roll up to it. So when people say they can't observe properly, it's because you're traveling too fast and probably in the wrong gear as well. So what you want to do is keep your speed low on approach. So we give way to the right, people crossing you from the right, and give way from people crossing ahead. But what we do need to do is respond to what we see. And at the moment, nice and quiet, Sunday morning. Right, well, I've got to a client and he's decided not to come out this morning and change his mind at 1 o'clock this morning. I didn't see the text, but 1 o'clock this morning doesn't give me a lot of notice, does it, guys? Now we're going to turn left at this mini roundabout, and all the mini roundabouts will have a blue circle. So mirrors, inside and left. Left signal, braking. Now this time we've got a cracking view. So as I'm braking, gear 2, because it's clear, and we're going to follow the curve to left, final check, and I'm going to use my blind spot mirror on the left to keep just outside the double yellow lines. And you will not go wide over the centre line. Now if you go wide over that centre line, the problem you've got is you're now in the path of oncoming vehicles. On top of that, you're now on the other side of the road, so on your driving test, you're giving me, Mr. Examiner, a reason to failure. So now at the moment we're in a school safety zone. Now that means I can go up to 30 because there's no signs or markings saying differently. Now during the week, school times, this is going to be bedlam, so you would go a damn sight slower. Right door mirror, moving out past a van, car's doors clearance, left door mirror back in. So what you want to do when you're doing a school safety zone like this one is progress when safe to do so. Turning left, mirrors, signal, braking. Stay near the yellow lines following the curve. Clutch down into gear 2 because I can see it's clear, and I've got 2 checks before I went over the line, and cancel your signal, because sometimes on a bend it won't cancel your signal, and if you go past this turning on the left with a car there, he's going to think you're going in and will probably come out in front of you. Right, now on this one here, I'm going to stay near the line in the centre, using the blind spot mirror to stay right close to that line in the middle, which will give me fantastic clearance on the vehicles on the left, but also push other drivers back to their side who go too fast round the corner and then start to merge onto your side of the road. Now we're back to that original roundabout, and we're going to be doing a right turning on this one, taking the 3rd exit. So we're going to treat it like a right turning on approach, but we need to make an attempt, the word attempt, to go around that circle. So turning right, mirrors, inside and right. Right signal, braking. Again, closed junction, we're going to do gear 1. So clutch down into gear 1. As we crawl up, we check once and we check twice, and it's nice and clear, even the 3rd check there. Round the red circle as well, and as we come round it, we feed the steering off and into gear 2. And again, we don't need the left signal coming off because it's a mini roundabout. So we've got speed bumps on the road that dictate slow down, and I teach 20 miles an hour or less, unless because the bumps might be too high and it's going to do some severe damage to your car there as well. Right, so we're going to stay at 20 for now, and again, constant mirror check. So inside and right, and then about another 5 seconds, and then inside and left. So about every 10 seconds, you know exactly what's going on around the car. Crossing, anyone there? No, and the button's not being pressed on the Pelican crossing. Pelican crossing because it's a white clear box on the side bit there. Now we've got another roundabout here, and we're going to be doing a right turning on this one. So the right turning, it's like a fork this one, so a left and a right. So we're going to treat it like a right turning. Mirrors, inside and right. Right signal, braking gently, giving way to traffic crossing to the right, which is no one there, so I've got into 2nd and clutch up. And clutch up before the line, so you know you're going round it. And then we'll build up the speed once we've come off it. Coming back to the left hand side, left door mirror first and back over. But again, we're going to still maintain the 20 because on this one there's still a speed bump. Now, there is a 30 sign coming up. Well, it's actually not there anymore because it's been knocked off. But this is actually 30 for about 100 yards. But there's no point because we're down to 20 here again. So what's the point in doing it on that particular situation? Now, we've got a few more roundabouts we're going to do. So I've come off the gas here, we're slowing down to the speed limit on that one, and then we're going to go round at 20 at the moment. Now, car doors width on these guys, because if you don't give the car doors width when there's no oncoming cars, you're not responding to the lack of traffic on the road. You have got the space to play with. Now, we've just gone over a zebra crossing. No one was walking near it, so we didn't need to come off the gas. We have got another crossing coming up here, and again, it's another Pelican crossing because we've got the clear box on there. Thinking about the clearance on these chaps on the left as well with an oncoming vehicle. Left door mirror back over. Now, we've got a double mini roundabout coming up on this one. Now, this double mini roundabout, what we're going to do is take it extremely slow because they are very close together. Doesn't give us a lot of notice to see what's going on, and it can be a very fast, free-flowing roundabout, this one as well. So, have we got any oncoming vehicles? No, so we can give a car doors width, left door mirror back over. Couple more vans before the double mini roundabout. So right door mirror moving out, and we're going to go ahead at the first mini roundabout and right at the second. So left door back over. Let's deal with this one first. So there's no right, so you give way ahead. Mirror, braking, clutch down gear 2, clutch up, round the circle best you can, back over, and we're turning right. Mirrors, right signal, and we're going round the circle. He's waiting for me There's no one on the right, which I've seen. Quick little thank you, and feed it through like that. So as long as you're feeding it through, guys, you have got time to do it. If you yank it through and cross your arms, you will almost oversteer at times. And that little lamppost in the middle of that has been knocked down several times, and several times for a reason, right? So what you want to do is make sure you're going slow enough. Now, I did it in gear 2, but you're quite welcome to do it in gear 1 until you build your confidence up. Right, so we've got a 20 coming up here. So mirror, braking, into gear 3, clutch up, and we're rolling through at this point at the speed limit. That that car has been there for about 2 months. No one's picked it up yet. And it mustn't be Nick, because the police have not taken it. And we've got one further roundabout on this, but then we're doing a big loop back to them 2 mini roundabouts again. So we're doing a nice constant drive on mini roundabouts this morning, and just to show you. So we've got this one here, and mini roundabout, blue circle again. We're turning left this time. So first exit, mirrors inside and left. Left signal, braking gently. Clutch down into gear 2, because I can see it's fairly clear. And yes, nice and clear. Now I need to watch it here, because I'm going slow, because them parked cars are a warning for me. And it means anyone coming down this road will be already over the white line in the middle. So if you see parked cars on the road you're going into on the right hand side, go even slower, because this is a massive tip. Because now I was ready for any idiot coming down at speed there as well. Right, again, this one here, I'm trying to lean round, see if anyone's coming through the middle. No, so right door mirror moving out. And again, keeping me clearance. He's probably had his cap clipped one too many times, leaving that cone on the tape on the side of the road there near his wing. And mirror easing off the gas for the bump this one, because it's fairly high, this bugger. And mirror off the gas for this one, just rolling down. Then I'll increase my speed on the far side and then go into gear 3. Now, we've got almost a kind of a country lane vibe going on here. Now, on this one, what we're going to be doing is just slowing down and give ourselves clearance. Now, if my wing mirror goes down the hedges on this one, you can actually fail your test for that, because you've made impact with something, whether it be a lamppost, a bush or anything, and you're not giving the adequate clearance. So we've also got a stop junction at the end. Now I'm going to tell you and show you my way of doing it, and I've never had a fail in 16 years doing it this way. And I was taught by an examiner to do this. Mirrors, left signal, stop junction. So I'm going to slow it down, go into gear 1 on the approach while I'm braking, get right in this corner piece and bring it to a stop on the line. Make sure my handbrake's on, say out loud my handbrake is on, and then at least there's no discrepancy. The car has actually been brought to a full stationary stop. Now, if I would have been rolling through at 1 mile an hour, even checking 15 times to see if it's clear, and my passenger felt safe on a driving test, that would still be a fail, and you're leaving yourself open for prosecution if you did get into a crash, because you have not physically, and I mean the word physically, stopped the car dead. So on a stop junction, you've got to stop dead. It will be a solid white line and a red hexagonal sign, and if it's give way, it will have double dots going across there as well. Now, I'm going to come off my gas as I go down here, checking the mirror, because it's going to pick up speed. I'm going to make sure, braking lightly now, I do not go above 31. Right, so I've brought it down to 30 now. And we can see a sign there, that double mini roundabout is coming up to where we were doing before. Now, what we're going to do here is go straight ahead at both of them. So, as we approach, inside mirror, solid line here means no overtaking on my side. So, mirror, braking, I'm going to drop to seconds because I see it's clear. Clutch up before the line, so I'm just covering the brake, going round the circle. Now deal with this roundabout. So we're going ahead, we check once, we check twice, we even check 3 times. When people say they haven't got time to check, it's because you're going too fast. So this kind of a drive, it's almost like looks too easy, and it can be, but there's nothing special about me. You can do it just yourselves, guys. Right, it just takes a bit of practice, that's all. Now, all we're doing is making it look easier, because it is easier if you give yourself time. So, as we go straight down here, I'm just easing off the gas, checking my positioning. Yep, that looks fine. Don't let that person bully yourself into the curb and damage your wheels as well. Too many people do, I'm afraid. And then when you do that, then all of a sudden, things get a little bit pear-shaped as well. So, what we're going to do is do a couple of final roundabouts, and then we're going to pull up and then just have a very, very quick chat before we move on to the next video. So, as we progress down here, we've got priority over him. He's coming out to give way. But again, always check your mirror first, just in case you just drive out erratically and you know who's behind and how close for braking as well. So rather than just slamming your brakes on and getting rear-ended, you can progressively brake, maybe not as harshly, to give them a bit of notice as well. Yes, they will be following too close, I understand that, but a lot of accidents can be saved by your driving, right, even though it's their fault. And I know it sounds weird that, and you've got to drive for other people, I'm afraid, because there's too many bad drivers on the road and not enough good ones. Right, so this is back to that fork one we did before. Now on this one, we're going to be turning left, taking the first exit. So we're basically going to treat it like a left turn. Now some people say, oh, I don't need a signal. Yeah, but that signal reinforces to everybody there where you're going. Right, so mirrors, inside and left signal. Now there's some fencing on the right there I can see through. So as I'm braking, clutch down, gear 2, clutch up, because I can see it's clear. Now there is a chap coming, but again, if you look in the back camera now, good distance, and we know we've not slowed him down. So as long as you don't slow anyone down, we're basically, I was going over the white line as he got up to near the white line, so I had clearance to go. There was no point stopping over the line in his path, because that would be too dangerous. So we're going to do one final roundabout and before we pull over. So clearance is on the left again, just make sure we've got good clearance. Yep, car doors with, that looks absolutely fine. And one thing I'll just remind you on, guys, you will not see any editing on my videos. The only editing you will may see is I might pick a bit of a visual hook. So just a little snippet from the middle of the video and I'll throw it at the beginning just to show you what that video is about. So everything you see on my videos is done in one take, no second guessing. You see anything, warts and all. It's like here, mirrors, left signal, braking. As I'm braking, clutch down, gear 2, because I've got a semi-good view, and I bring the clutch up and gas on as I go around there as well. And then what we're going to do here is turn left, so mirrors, inside and left signal, into gear 2, clutch up, let it roll, and just roll it round the corner like that on my side of the road, overtaking right door mirror move out, and left door mirror back in. We're going to be turning right and finishing off on this tree. So mirrors, inside and right. Right signal, let the front bumper line with the centre line of the road you're going onto, feed it through, you'll never cut the corner that way and you'll never overshoot it. And then we're just going further down and then we're going to park up on the left. So as we're approaching, we're looking for a parking spot next to a raised curb. Mirrors, inside and left. No signal required because no one's going to see it and don't need it. Clutch down while I'm braking and bring it to a gentle stop. You don't need to change gear for stopping. Once I've stopped, into neutral, my handbrake's on because it's the electronic handbrake, and then we'll just turn the engine off there as well. So that was a really good one, that on mini roundabouts, showing you the basics of the roundabouts. We did left roundabouts, right roundabouts, straight ahead. If there's no exit on the right, you will give way to the oncoming traffic on that one for crossing you there as well. But if they've not got a signal on, they'll be going at the same time as you, which is fine as long as you're both going around that circle. Show an attempt to go around that circle more than anything else. So that's your mini roundabouts basic one as well. I'm going to do some more videos on the mini roundabouts in a lot busier times, a lot more faster flowing. And then sometimes you'll get up to the mini roundabout and it's like a Mexican standoff. It's like, who's going first? I love going up to them and I love attacking them. So I quite often go back through that area near the Tesco roundabout there, finishing my lessons. Excuse me. See, no edits. And what we do is we go up to it and there's 3 people waiting there. They're all looking at each other. So I go up to it, normal speed, mirrors, signal, braking, into gear 1, crawl up. Anyone moving? No, right, I'm having it, guys. And it's like, they're all looking at me thinking, whoa, how did he go first? He's just come last. Because you're all hesitating with each other. Now, the person who didn't have anyone on the right, which was that one on the left, he should have gone, right? Especially should have gone because there's no one on his right and the person ahead of us is not moving. So that's what he should have done. But when no one does that, then he did it after I did it on that last one. So it's just amazing how people just need that little bit of a kick of confidence just to get them into the right frame of mind. Excuse me. So he told you there's no editing. And to get into that way of doing things. So hopefully this drive will help you. If you're not already subscribing, please subscribe and please share my videos around. Because I'm trying to get this experience out there so people have got access to it as well. I've got a big following on TikTok as well. Like I said, I've been doing that for a couple of years now as well, and that's pretty damn good. But I just want to come more onto YouTube and develop this kind of teaching way of doing things. So I hope that video helps you. Thanks for watching today, guys, and subscribe.